Today we'll be going over the people counting analytic. This can be used to count the number of people entering a facility and is often used for staffing and other store operations purposes. As we discuss it, I will start us off in Op Center briefly just to show you how the camera would be set up. Now this is a pretty straightforward setup. Effectively, you're just looking for a top-down view over the entrance area. And as people will enter the facility, they'll walk right through this view. We'll effectively, in the configuration process, just draw a line here, and as people step over this line, they will be counted. We'll basically have one line going in this direction, so as people walk to the right, they'll be counted. And we'll have another line pointed in the other direction, so as people walk to the left, they'll be counted as well. Pretty straightforward and easy to configure. The real value, though, in an analytic like this is really in the reports. So why don't we switch over to the Report Viewer application and go through some of those. Now, you can see here I have the Tucson counting report highlighted, and down here there's a number of saved reports. This is because the report is actually configured to be emailed out every single night at 2 a.m. to the store or office manager. Now we can quickly hit this edit button to review the report definition. And you can see here it's basically just based on my exit and enter at that front door. And if I had additional entrances and exits, I could also configure those to be reported on. I'm basically basing the data on yesterday and the entire day averaged by every 30 minutes. So I'll go ahead and hit cancel here. And why don't we take a look at yesterday's report. So I'll hit the view button down here. And you can see the report pretty straightforward. Here in the middle of the night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., nobody entering the facility as we would expect. As we continue through the day, we notice a few people arriving early, 5 a.m. and 5:30, and then nobody at the 6 to 7 a.m. timeline. And as we continue down, we'll see an obvious spike. This first line here is people entering, so we'll see an obvious spike here around 7 a.m. and continuing till about 9:30 a.m. And just along those same lines, here around noon, we see a spike in the exits as people go to lunch. And again, we see a spike in the exits towards the end of the day as people are leaving for the day. Now, if we wanted to graph this out or see it in another view, we can easily change this format. And in this situation, I'm going to change it to an Excel format, one that most people are pretty used to. Go ahead and hit the open button right here. And this will actually open that same data in an actual Excel file. So what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and highlight the information that we're interested in graphing, and we will go ahead and actually create a chart based on this data here. And within just a few seconds, I've taken all of yesterday's data and I've created a graph based on it. This blue line here is going to be our enters. You can see here a spike in the morning, and you can see a spike in the exit counts around lunchtime, and again another spike as the day wraps up. Finally, you can see a little bit of an artifact here. This is just from the janitorial services and them coming in at night. So that pretty much wraps up people counting and doing some basic reports based on that data. Thank you and have a nice day.